For many years, Samsung has been the #1 selling TV in the world, which is a great accomplishment. However, sometimes you don't look at the competition that's right behind you in your rearview mirror. And that leads us to this moment right here. So today, we're going to take a look at the Hisense U6K Mini LED and compare it against this Samsung Q60C, which is the higher end model of the CU 7000 to 8000. So pretty much it's a better TV. And to give you a reference point, the 65-inch U6K retails for $799. And if you decide to go with the Samsung Q60C 65-inch, it retails for $899. First thing we're going to take a look at is regular TV watching using YouTube TV. And the biggest thing I noticed on these sporting events is that the Samsung is much smoother with the motion. However, when you see the Hisense, I can just notice that the reds pop more, the greens pop more, and it's just overall a much brighter television. Next, we're switching over to Disney Plus, and this is where you can see the mini LED come to life. Well, first of all, in very dark scenes, you don't see that backlight around the edge of the image. It looks solid black in comparison. It also has much brighter colors, more vivid, and I thought the Samsung would just do a better job. But overall, I do like the picture quality of the Samsung, and I do like it on the Hisense, but you can't get rid of the fact that you can see those backlights in the Samsung, but you don't see them as much in the mini LED. And I feel that both TVs do an excellent job on HDR content. It's just the Hisense edges out a little bit more with the brightness and a little bit more details that you don't get in the Samsung. Now, when it comes to contrast, both TVs are pretty equal overall if you look at this demonstration. And even though the Hisense has a little bit better color profile, the Samsung's holding up on its own. Both of these TVs are 8-bit panels with frame rate control, but you can see that the Hisense does have a little bit better color profile overall. Next, we checked out the uniformity, and both TVs actually does a really good job. And again, you can see that brightness in the Hisense. And I want to show you this dot test because this represents how much brighter the Hisense is over the Samsung. When it comes to motion, in my opinion, the Samsung is going to be much smoother than the Hisense. Plus, it does have some different controls inside of the settings so you can customize it even more. Now, with my camera on a high ISO, you can definitely see those backlights in a blooming test. So what it really comes down to is that on the Samsung, you're going to see a little bit of light bleeding in comparison to the Hisense. But it's not to say that the picture is bad, it's just a difference in the technology. Another thing that happens in mini LED is you get what they call black crushing, meaning that you're not going to be able to see all the different levels of the black zone because the contrast is so heavy, but you can do some minor adjustments with that by going into the settings and adjusting the local dimming zones to tone it back just a little bit. Now, checking out the viewing angles, keep in mind the Samsung uses a VA panel, and from my understanding, the Hisense uses a ADS IPS panel. So you notice that the Hisense definitely keeps its true colors no matter what viewing angle that you choose, where the Samsung is going to get a little bit of an orange glow to it on images whenever you get off axis. With the TVs in game mode, you can hit the menu button and you do have a gaming zone on the Hisense. Over here you can see your gaming information on the screen, and you can go back and do some basic changes such as black levels, white levels, and you have a PC sync mode. The Samsung also has a gaming mode, but it's a lot more advanced. If you press and hold down the play pause button, you see you have all these different options down here at the bottom. Now, this TV has 60 frames per second, just like the Hisense, but one of the biggest differences is that the Hisense supports variable refresh rate where the Samsung does not. I do want to note that the fact if you turn on the variable refresh rate on the Hisense at this point, you will lose all your local dimming, but the way I look at it is that the Samsung doesn't even support variable refresh rate, so you can turn it off or on, but at least you have the option. And when it comes to the operating system, the Hisense runs off the Google TV, so you have different applications. You also have screensaver, you can change your inputs, you have built-in Wi-Fi, and this TV has 7.3 gigabytes of storage. Again, you have the ambient mode. You can cache your screen from different Android devices, and you have Apple AirPlay, HomeKit, and under the advanced services, you do have Amazon Alexa as well. So this TV is fully loaded. And you can also do hands-free voice commands with the UK6. One of the huge differences about the Samsung software is they make their own. You do have a search, and that's good for Bixby In Amazon Echo, you also have that ambient mode so you can show different pictures on your screen. And this one has a gaming zone, so this is where the Hisense fall a little short. On here, you can set up cloud gaming, and you can find some of that in the Google Play Store on the Hisense. But this one allows you to hook up a controller and use Xbox cloud services and a few other ones. And if you do have a Samsung phone, you can hook it up to the health services, and you can do all your fitness, plus you have Bixby as well. Down here at the bottom, you have all kind of different applications that you can pre-install. And then you have connected device and settings. Out of the two remote controls, I prefer the Hisense mainly because you can easily get to your inputs, the profiles with people who shares the TV, and you have a menu button that you can pull up anytime you want to make adjustments on the picture. On the other hand, the Samsung remote is much smaller. It does have hotkeys, and on the back of it does have a solar panel. So I still use this older remote control when I'm doing my videos. You can pick these up for around $10, but the great thing is you can easily get to your input and you can easily get to your settings. So here's my final thoughts. I really like Samsung TVs. I really like Hisense. I know everyone has a preference of what they like. The only downside to me with the Samsung is that the edge lit technology is just getting outdated, and it has the capability of having light bleed, but overall the colors will pop and they're very detailed. Another thing that Samsung could improve on is, again, give us some of that old remote control type of capabilities back on the newer stuff, and I think we'll be just fine. Now, when it comes to the Hisense, I think they really took the last couple of years, reassessed everything that they do, and they decided to make a television that fills most people's needs. The better colors, a better technology in the panel, easy to use remote control, plus you have the hands-free Google voice commands, and they do have the Alexa, and you basically get everything you need. So out of the two TVs, I would say if you're a Samsung fan, you like natural colors, very good details, definitely go with that. But if you want to take a leap of faith and try something new, this Hisense U6K is ready to contend with the market. I'm Tech Steve. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.